Hello everybody, my name is Scott Watry, and I'm currently a junior here at MSOE Milwaukee School of Engineering. Today I'd like to talk to you about ERP systems. If you are starting to think about setting up an ERP system to help you manage your company better, I congratulate you because having an ERP system will help you out more than you already know. But choosing the right ERP system is hard. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will be able to better understand two possible choices: Microsoft Dynamics and SAP, the two most popular names in the industry. So today, I've decided to compare them. SAP is the big player and holds 35% of the market, while Microsoft Dynamics holds around 14%. They both hold a big chunk of the overall market, but unfortunately, market share doesn't always mean they are the best choice. So let's dig a little deeper. In 2009, Panorama Consulting conducted a 3-year survey of over 1,300 companies and organizations worldwide. This is what they found. When a company starts the implementation process, they like to know about how long it's going to take before the ERP system is up and fully running. Well, as you can see, SAP takes around 20 months, which is close to 2 years to fully implement, while Microsoft Dynamics takes around 18 months. Both sound like a long time, and that's why about 93% of companies completely underestimate the time it'll take to fully implement an ERP system. But you have to realize there's a lot of information that needs to be put into the systems. When you compare both of these to the industry average, they are both near it. Now here is where things get a little interesting. As you can see, the total average cost to implement an SAP system will cost you around $16.8 million, compared to Microsoft Dynamics, which will take you $2.6 million to implement the system. While these dollar amounts are average costs of companies that have implemented the system, I feel the best number to look at is the percentages below them. These percentages represent the percent of a company's annual revenue that was spent on implementing a system. This allows you to use your projected revenue of your company to estimate your specific implementation costs. But overall, you can see that Microsoft Dynamics uses a lot less money to implement the system, even when compared to the industry average. The next aspect I want to point out is user satisfaction. When deciding on which ERP system to choose, customer satisfaction can play a big role, and rightly so. In comparing SAP and Microsoft Dynamics, you can see that SAP beats Dynamics pretty solidly, with 76.4% to their 65.4% in executive satisfaction, yet both are relatively close to the industry average. Going down, we can see that Microsoft Dynamics beats SAP in employee satisfaction with 76.9% compared to 73.6%, both being above the industry average. This specific statistic is one that I find very important because the key people using the system are going to be your employees. They're going to enter everything compared to the executives who just kind of watch over the whole overall process. If an employee has a difficult time understanding or interacting with the system, then in turn there could be potential mistakes made. So, a higher employee satisfaction, I believe, is very important when choosing the right ERP system. And both SAP and Dynamics have above industry average employee satisfaction, which is good. But since I am comparing SAP and Dynamics, I want to show you the differences in their user friendliness. Here is a screenshot from SAP. As you can see, the overall look is good. But as you can see on the left side, we have the typical expandable file tree that many times irritates people more than it actually helps them. At least, that's how I kind of feel on the matter. These expandable trees are so out of date, and as for the rest of the screen, the fill-in spots are very typical and standard looking. Overall, it's an older kind of style. This next screenshot here is SAP again, displaying a graph, and once again, everything looks a little bit out of date, very basic, but yet kind of confusing at the same time. There's so much going on with the tabs, insert boxes, buttons, and the arrow directions on the top toolbar are very confusing and take some time to understand what their functions are. At least that was my feeling on it. But enough with SAP. Let's take a look at Microsoft Dynamics. As you can see right away, this looks a lot more user-friendly and even better on the eyes. The overall design is newer and not so standard or really old looking compared to SAP. There's even a little color added to it. Moving on, the next screenshot here resembles the same idea. It's a little bit more modern looking, and now, instead of the standard looking file tree, we have pictures to go along with it. To me, it actually kind of resembles a lot of Microsoft's other products. If you kind of look at the left side bar, it reminds me a lot of Outlook, which has been known to be very user-friendly. So, kind of to wrap things up here, I'd like to give you some of my thoughts. When choosing an ERP system, a lot of things factor in. The customer reviews, the cost, and today the ability to interact with other useful software, as well as the internet. Both SAP and Dynamics can interact well with other programs. For example, SharePoint. SharePoint is used in many companies, and having the ability to interact with an ERP system is very useful. SharePoint is a Microsoft product, as is Dynamics, so in turn, they work very, very well together. But SAP can also kind of work with SharePoint. Just takes a little bit of extra work by the IT department. So both have their pluses, some more than others, but they both do their job. The only thing I want to reiterate is that their user friendliness and employee satisfaction can actually mean a lot. Most problems that occur with ERP systems is wrong information being entered. And with a very user-friendly program, these mistakes can be eliminated and save a lot of headaches for the managers. Well, thank you for watching, and best of luck in choosing the right ERP system.